Chapter 4, Are You Stupid? After leaving Lin Chugsyu's apartment, Su Cheng returned to the top floor of his high-rise apartment. Standing on the balcony, he could see more than half of downtown and the rural lakeside. Not long after, the manager of the management company personally came up and handed him a report. This is the list of guests who have settled in during the past 3 years. We were afraid that you wouldn't have the confidence in letting us manage this building for you, so we organized the data and made it all transparent to you. Our boss really attaches great importance to your property business, Mr. Su. After all, no boss in Shangcheng would dare to hand over such a big property for our company to manage. Su Cheng took a smoke and nodded. I didn't intend to take back the property, don't be nervous. The manager of the intermediary management company let out a sigh of relief. I just want you to revoke the highest floor's rent information. I will be living in Shangcheng for the next little while, and I will use this floor myself. Oh, that's a relief. I thought you planned on cancelling our cooperation. The manager was finally relaxed. Su Cheng smiled. I don't want to deal with the troubles that comes with managing the building. Inform the guests on the highest floor, negotiate with them, and ask them to move if they can. The manager replied immediately, no problem, although condos along the lakeside area are high in demand, most people will still happily accept the compensation for a breach of contract and move out. Su Cheng nodded. Then I will thank you in advance. No trouble at all, Mr. Su. If you need anything, just give me a call. The manager handed Su Cheng a business card and then left the balcony. Su Cheng put out the cigarette, and then he went to the city's Public Safety Bureau with the recommendation letter. With Su Cheng's past in the army, it was more than enough for him to qualify for a position at a local police station. After reading the letter, the director didn't give him too much trouble and directly told a supervisor to lead Su Cheng to get his uniform. This is your ID card, and your identification number is M8757. From now on, you are with me, and we are responsible for the lakeside area. The supervisor handed him the uniform and ID and said. Su Cheng nodded. Yes sir, my pleasure. No problem, just be smart in the future. Our area is a bit different than the rest. The instructor sighed and continued, before you are issued a firearm license, you will be patrolling with other colleagues during the day. Oh right, are you still familiar with the city? Although I was away for 3 years, I still grew up here, so I can naturally adapt to it. Oh, the 3-year change can be drastic. Right now the country is booming and there are big changes every year, especially for big cities like Shangcheng. The financial district in the city changes every day, and there are people across the nation that come here to work. So, there is a lot of traffic here, and there are all kinds of people. Normally, the number of lawsuits and the size of our workload can vary us. You will also be confronted with a lot of things, especially at night. It's a city that never sleeps, and we also function 24/7. Although this job is quite tiring, Shangcheng's compensation and benefit policy treats us pretty well. Do a good job, and with a good record, you will have a lot of room for advancement. Su Cheng nodded. After changing into the uniform, he took a look at the mirror and smiled, both are jobs serving this country, just treat this as a chastening period while my stats sit at C. The day when I get back to A level will be the day I join the Dragon Division. After putting on the hat and sorting himself out, Su Cheng went to the hall of the bureau. With the supervisor's introduction, Su Cheng greeted his colleagues that would be managing the district with him. However, a patrol policeman who might be exhausted from last night's shift came out from the backstage lounge. There were some bruises on his face and he complained to the supervisor, Sir, I would like to ask for a day off. The supervisor frowned and said after he let out a deep sigh, Then who's going to take your night shift to patrol? Whoever wants to go can go, I'm fed up with it anyways. The guy was clearly very emotional. How about I take the day shift? How can that work out? Your assigned patrol area, the Lakeside District, is already a place that warrants more attention. Who is going to take your place if you take a break? The supervisor was getting a little angry and asked the others, which one of you wants to take his night shift? The other 4 immediately shook their heads. The policeman asking for a day off pointed at the bruise on his face and said, Look, these people dared to publicly assault police, and they cause trouble every day. Last night, the complaints did not stop, and I just tried to intervene on a few cases, but was still beaten up like this. Some people even said that they will get me fired. Those bunch of bastards think they can do anything just because they have money. The supervisor sighed. He patted him on the shoulder and said, I understand it's hard, but you also know that young people now just have a bad temper, and those that have no manners wouldn't listen if you lay any logic on them. Just bear with it for a few days. I will request the director and the General Administration Board to send over more men to help relieve the pressure. Judging by the emotions exhibited by the officer and how the others were all terrified to pick up this hot potato, it seemed like never-sleeping city of Shangcheng had taken a quite deviant path. At this moment, Su Cheng spoke, would you like me to exchange for his place? The patrol officer with bruises immediately replied as his eyes lit up with joy, Sir, if someone is willing to take my place, then I will take the day shift for now. No, Su Cheng just came today and he's not very familiar with many things in the area. I'm going to have him take care of the logistics side for now. The supervisor frowned. But with this injury I need to go to the hospital. It really hurts, and I need to go and get myself checked out. Sir, it's fine. I have to manage this kind of stuff sooner or later, so it's all the same. I will just take his night shift, Su Cheng said. The colleague with bruises was very touched. He came over and patted Su Cheng on the shoulder. Brother, when I get better, I will take you out and treat you to a good meal. Su Cheng smiled and then said to the supervisor, I'm quite familiar with Shangcheng, I will be fine. Besides, I'm not the only one on that night shift, right? I won't have any problem under the care of my colleagues. All right. The supervisor was no longer entangled in this matter, but he still reminded the other cops on the same night shift who were more street smart and experienced, Su Cheng is new and doesn't know a lot stuff, so take care of him. The others nodded. Then, the group was dismissed, and those that needed sleep went to take a nap and those that were hungry went to eat. Su Cheng just sat in the backyard smoking. At this moment, a cop on the logistics team came over and looked at him as if he was looking at a monster. Su Cheng, are you pretending to be dumb or are you dumb for real? In a city like Shangcheng, where each square foot of land can be measured in gold, there are all kinds of people that live here. To be honest, these people would either go to work or stay home during the day and play the role of a good kid. But at night, one by one, they will all reveal their true characters. Any random character can be someone with money or power that we can't afford to offend, and that's why night shifts are the most difficult. I really don't know what's going on in your mind, why would you volunteer to take the night watch?